It's like the news, but for nerds. Subscribe so you never miss an episode. Nerdvengers, it's Josh, and this is your nerdy news rundown for Monday, May 10th, 2021. Today's news dominated by Marvel. The Venom 2 trailer is out there. There's new Black Widow posters that are currently blowing up. But before we get into all of that, let's first talk about a little rumor you may have missed coming from John Campea, talking about how the Eternals may already have a sequel in development with Marvel Studios. I'm reading from The Direct, and they say in their article about this, in a recent episode of his YouTube show, movie pundit John Campea revealed that Marvel Studios already has plans for an Eternals 2 film. Campea said he reached out to someone more inside the situation than he to find out why more of the Marvel sequels weren't included in the studio's latest sizzler reel. The insider responded with, "It's basically the same reason Avengers 5 and Eternals 2 weren't announced. They were only announcing those films up to 2023 that have verified release dates. There are over 20 projects on the board."
No way!
Now, interestingly, this also lines up with comments Daniel Richtman has been making on his Patreon lately. Daniel's a very good Marvel insider, and he has indicated there are many Marvel projects on production right now, and that there is a sequel to the Eternals in production. So this is good news for fans of the Eternals, people that are looking forward to that movie, because it clearly means it's pretty friggin' awesome if they're already moving into a sequel for that film. But on top of that, it just shows you that Marvel Studios has a massive plan that is much bigger in scope than what they have announced thus far, and likely part of this has to do with delays coming from the pandy, just delays in general with production getting back to normal, but I would venture to say it might also have something to do with Marvel shuffling around their films due to the deal with Sony, and there are a lot of indications that Marvel is finally getting stuff out there when it comes to Sony, and that kind of brings us into the topic of the Venom 2 trailer. Now, again, this trailer had been expected for some time. The movie is set to release at September 24th, but the Venom trailer finally was released today. It sits currently at #1 on trending on YouTube. It has 241,000 like buttons smashed and only 2,400 like buttons smashed, or rather dislike buttons smashed. By the way, we only need about 1,000 here to make my freaking day, so why don't you smash that like button. Now, there are a couple of cool reveals in the Venom trailer. There's a nice Easter egg for Stan Lee. There appears to be a hint at the Avengers possibly being in this universe, and the Daily Bugle paper that is seen looks exactly the same as the Daily Bugle setup for the paper from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man universe. But in a breakdown video that Andy Serkis, the director of Venom 2 Let There Be Carnage, did with IGN, he kind of throws cold water on this Venom film being attached to any universe in which there is a Spider-Man. Andy Serkis says, obviously, there are links between Venom and Spider-Man in the Marvel Universe and the Spider-Man story. We are treating this very much as it's his own world. The Venom story is his own world. There are little nods and moments, like the shot of the newspaper, the Daily Bugle, of course, but on the whole, he's unaware. They are unaware at this point of other characters like Spider-Man. So that's the way we've chosen to play this particular episode of the movie, but we'll wait and see. We'll see what little things you can pick out of it. Now, a lot of people are saying that while Andy Serkis is throwing cold water on that possibility, he may only be talking about the Tom Holland Spider-Man, or really trying to differentiate Venom 2's world from that of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But there are a lot of rumors that the Venom universe will in some way connect to what is going on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and if Spider-Man 3 rumors are to be believed, the Sam Raimi universe of films and the Andrew Garfield universe of Spider-Man films are both going to show up in the Marvel 616 or main timeline or universe. There's also indication that especially after this Sony Marvel deal, or rather Sony Disney deal, has been figured out completely, that now there's a lot more connective tissue likely to be going on between Sony and Disney, and we've even seen some Venom official merchandise become available on Disney stores and websites. And so the big story with the Venom 2 trailer is that there's seeming nods to connective tissue to other universes and Spider-Man stories, but Andy Serkis is coming out and saying that Venom and the Venom movies are in a totally separate world, much his own, and he's completely unaware of characters like Spider-Man. So you let us know what you think. Is he confirming that Venom is its own separate universe, not only from the MCU, but from the rest of the Spider-Man universes, or is he just playing coy? But some people are thinking that what Andy Serkis is about to do is retcon Spider-Man 3, and we might even see something like that happen again in Spider-Man 3, the new one with Tom Holland. I was, of course, talking about the horrible Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3 that would be retconned. I hope you knew that. And lastly, let's talk about these new Black Widow character posters, which came out on the official Black Widow Twitter account. These are seeming brand new character posters. They do look pretty freaking cool, and there's enough hype around them to push both Black Widow as a hashtag and Taskmaster currently into trending in the United States. And the Black Widow account is indicating to everybody that you will be able to see Black Widow in theaters or on Disney Plus with premiere access on July 9th. It's a good sign, means they're sticking to that release date and strategy, and just in general, I'm happy that Black Widow is finally going to come out. I'm happy that it's trending out there, doing well. It's a big old Marvel Monday, as it were. But that's all, folks. That's going to be the Nerdy News Rundown for Monday, May 10th, 2021. Let us know what you think about all the different stories today, including those Black Widow posters, the Venom 2 trailer, Andy Serkis' comments about that, and the fact that the Eternals may already have a sequel in development, and there may be 20 plus Marvel projects being developed for the next 5 to 6 years. Let us know your thoughts on all of that and more in the comments section below. And as I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.